Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, guys, and in this video, we're actually going to be taking some premium trucks and attempting to convert them into mud racing trucks. Now, I have a few mud race builds here that you guys will recognize from my stream. This is, of course, my mud racing Cybertruck, which currently is actually running a tune by one of my regular viewers, Banana 101, and his tune actually made this thing really quick. And then over here, I have my Send It monster truck, which you guys know this thing from the streams. It's basically in Tonka truck spec right now. And then this is one of the premium Offroad Outlaws trucks that I've converted into a mud racing truck. And I figured since I have the new Send It over here, this was something old school that I could call the good old Send It. Now, it's not necessarily the fastest thing in the world, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit of an overview of how it drives and how it runs in the mud. And in order to do that, I'm going to go to currently what is my favorite not really off-road map, but mud racing map, dedicated mud racing map, and it's called Mega Truck Racing 2.0. Now, it's basically a drag race, but with jumps, mud pits, hills, inclines, all sorts of good stuff, and a really big parking area for parking your tow rigs or just kind of grouping up and hanging out if you use this map in multiplayer, which I highly recommend you do because it's a really good map. Now, I've done a little bit of tuning on this truck, not a ton, but enough to where I feel, you know, fairly confident in using it. I've used it in a few of my streams, and it does fairly well, but it's obviously not Cybertruck fast. I'll show you how fast the Cybertruck is in a little while. But let's go ahead and see how this thing does down the track, and then we'll take maybe one or two other premium trucks, convert them into mud racing trucks, see how they do, and then also compare those to the Cybertruck. So 3, 2, 1, go! Gets off the line quick. It absorbs the landings really well. I highly recommend if you're going to build a truck for mud racing, do not put rear steer on it. It will make it so, like, all over the place and wild. It's not even funny. Come on, get down. Not a bad run. I always say if you can maintain above 25 miles an hour through those mud sections, you got a pretty quick truck. You've got a pretty good truck on your hands. Now, if you are able to actually, like, keep your snorkel above the water on these little water sections, it's actually a really nice way to clean your truck off on the way back too. And I wanted to make a video highlighting this map because it really is one of my favorite maps right now for multiplayer use. And what in the actual Tony Hawk was that? All right. I love it. I can dig it. I can dig it. I just don't know exactly how we did that. That's brilliant, though. Now, let's go ahead and head back to the main menu now, and I'm going to pick another premium truck. I'm going to do a little bit of a rough build, a little bit of a rough mud truck conversion, and do a little bit of a refresh repair on that thing. And we'll see what it can do, and I'm not really going to change anything about the design. I might throw a TC logo on it, but that's about it. This already has monster suspension, and I really like the Wagoneers, so that might be a contender. And judging by the stack, it may already be diesel swapped as well, so that'll be a really cool one to mess with. This would be a really cool one to mess with as well, but we've already done one similar to that. So with this, I love that truck. Oh, the cool bus. The cool bus would be a fun one, or the Power Wagon tow truck. There's a lot of stuff that would be really fun to mess with and really fun to convert. So let's see. This thing is actually really good, and I was impressed by it, but you know what? You know what? For some reason, I really want to actually mess with that Wagoneer. Like, I think it would be a really fun rig to use. So now, let's see what it puts down on the dyno. Max horsepower 590, max torque 443. Now, let's see. Perfect setup. Run the dyno again. 705 horsepower, 529 foot-pounds of torque. It's getting better. It's definitely getting better. It's getting a little bit closer to where I would like it. So let's see now. Oh, God, you're going to do that weird thing, aren't you? That weird sound glitch. Oh, okay, so... Oh, nope, it comes back on if you do that. Oh, that's properly annoying. That sound glitch does not make any sense whatsoever. Let's see if I move a vehicle out. Okay, that turns it off. That sound glitch is super weird. So now let's actually mess with the gearing a little bit. Just a little bit. It's already got stage 5 gearing, which is nice. I'm going to go with a 3-1 and like 1-8, 1-5. Really close on this one. 1-4 and like 0.9 for 5th. And then I'm not going to mess with low range. And then wheel and tire wise, I might as well just go ahead and upgrade that. It's weird, like, that it wouldn't have already been, like, upgraded for you. I'm not really going to mess with the sizing at all, because I like the sizing. I really like the sizing as is, but I want to change the actual tire type itself. So let's go to a very mud-focused paddle setup, or those are good in the mud, but they're not quite as good. So they're very, very close. There we go. That's going to be our mud setup. I mean, it looks great. It's a really, really, really good-looking mud setup. A really good-looking mud setup. So now, I am going to bead lock the wheels. So let's get those all bead locked up. And then let's chrome the spokes, because I think that looks really, really good. Really good. And then let's go to the bead itself, and we'll do a metallic color match, or attempt to get close to a metallic color match. It's pretty close. Close enough, I would say. Round to about there. It's close. It's not necessarily perfect, but it's close. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and apply the mods. And real quick, let me also look at this suspension tuning. So, damping. Oh, that's interesting. It's outside the normal range. Like, it's outside the range that it actually has, you know, that it actually has been bought for it. So, I'm actually going to try running it as is right now, see how it does, and it might be good, it might be really bad. I don't know how it's going to run for this particular track, but after this, we'll get a little bit of an idea of what we need to do to it, and then I'm going to show you guys how fast the Cybertruck actually is here, and how freaking OP it actually is here. So, let's see. Whoop. This thing's got some good off-the-line acceleration, though. Like, it gets out of the hole and goes. Alright, let's see what you've got, Wagoneer. 3, 2, 1, go! Dude, it squats off the line. Okay, yeah, we need to do something about that damping, though, because it is iffy. Whoa! What? It's maintaining 20 to 25 in the mud. It just bounces too much. We need to mess with the damping. But other than that, this is actually really surprisingly good. Like, I like it a lot. This thing moves, man. It absolutely moves out. Yo, I fully support this thing's capabilities. This is awesome. Let's see if we can nail a backflip. Do we have enough? Oh, there it is. It was close. We barely made it, but we still got it. What? Nailed it. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. All right, so now that we've run a couple of the premium rigs there, one that I modified a lot, like with the tune and everything. This one's got like a completely different tune. This one I haven't really modified with the tune at all, apart from obviously changing up the tires and a couple of other things. And now we're gonna run the Cybertruck with what I'm basically gonna call the OP tune, because it's so incredibly freaking overpowered. Like, it's silly levels of fast out here. It's silly levels of fast. It's silly levels of overpowered, and we really just have to see what we can make happen with this thing. So, the Cyber Send It, as I call it, is basically what you would bring here if you wanted to just absolutely decimate. And I'm going to show the speedometer so you guys can actually get an idea of how fast it's going. And I will also show y'all the tune. Now, I showed the tune on one of my live streams, but this will be a little bit more of an in-depth look at it. So 3, 2, 1, send it. Let's go. Takes a little bit to kind of spool up off the line, but whoa! Absorbs the landings really well. Flies over the jump. You definitely have to focus on keeping it under control more than the other vehicles, but as you can see, it really does a wonderful job of absorbing the bumps and just absolutely tears up the track and still picks up enough speed in the mud to literally jump over the finish line, like over that log that they use for the finish line. So you really cannot go wrong with a Cybertruck for this track. I mean, it really is the cheat code, just about. It's so good. Oh, whoa! I think we've run into a tiny bit of trouble there, but not too bad. So now I'm going to show you guys the actual tune on this thing so you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going on with it. And let's go ahead and repair this thing. So let's go into tuning and gearing. So the gearing is really kind of where the magic is in this thing, obviously apart from the power. So first gear is 3-1, second gear is 1-8, third gear is 1-4, fourth gear is 1-3, and fifth gear is 1.1 with a low of 2.2. Although I'm not really sure why he had me mess with the low gear, the 2.2. But I do fully have to credit Banana 101 with this tune because, again, when we were out on the stream, the last Offroad Outlaws stream that we did, I was doing some mud truck racing against you guys, and he popped into a lobby with this thing and with this tune and just destroyed everybody. I mean, I was in my big yellow F450 mud truck, and he absolutely left that thing like it was standing still. And so I had to build this thing up and give it a try, not only for myself, but I also wanted to share it with you guys and also show you how much quicker it can be than not only like some of the normal trucks, but also the F450. And not only that, but I also wanted to show you guys how incredibly competitive these premium rigs can be with very little upgrading. I mean, literally, this thing, I didn't even change the tune. I literally put tires on it and messed with the gearing and did like a perfect perfect dyno tuning setup. That's it. Other than that, super fast out of the box. Super fast with this premium Wagoneer. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this Offroad Outlaws video. If you did, be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.